Hello everybody, welcome to another Fantastic Talks video today.
We're back. So long since the last one.
It's been a while since the last one, hasn't it?
It totally has.
It wasn't like it was like I don't know 2 days ago or whatnot.
No, yeah.
Like an hour ago.
2 hours ago.
Yeah, right.
It's like,
honestly,
it's great the way like we were in different clothes and stuff.
Yeah,
now, like, just to show that it is in fact another day.
Totally, absolutely. One, You know I'm gonna cut that out, right? Because now you just revealed my secret.
Sure you don't want to leave it in.
I don't know, man. Hello everybody, welcome to another video on Fantastic Talks. We're back with another Dragon Ball commentary today, and it's going to be about the manga this time. So,
what exactly about the Dragon Ball Super manga are we talking about?
We did a commentary like ages ago where it got to like Ultra Ego Vegeta, and that's what we got up to.
Yes. So you want to talk about what was following that?
What was following that? With Gas appearing,
and disappearing.
Like Granola just defeated Vegeta by this point.
Yeah, and the cliffhangers that ensued.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about the last half of the manga, pretty much, up until the end. Now it's over. So
I'm trying to remember exactly
where
we left off. They were still fighting Gas.
Vegeta
and Granola. Yeah. So
Vegeta.
It was Gas by that point, wasn't it?
No,
not yet.
We'd done a commentary on Ultra Ego when it was first introduced. That was still when they were fighting Granola.
Back on my old channel.
Yeah, it was before the Gas stuff even started.
Yeah, that was the last time we did a Dragon Ball Super manga talk.
Which is interesting because we also have a lot of Bardock to talk about.
Yeah, that's it. I think the Bardock stuff just pretty much almost started by this point. So it was like a couple of chapters after. And can I just say, yeah, Bardock's just been getting love everywhere lately.
Crazy.
You know, like the manga's really showing off his more of his backstory.
I would hope this is it now though, because I feel like they are kind of overselling the Bardock thing.
Yeah, because now Heroes has done the fight with him and Goku.
Yeah, Bardock's everywhere now.
And now he's a DLC in Kakarot now coming out.
Yeah.
Bardock is Broly though. He's just money.
Yeah.
Incarnate.
He's a good money maker though. Yeah. Everyone loves Bardock. He's a cool character.
It's hard not to love.
So where do we
start from this then?
With Gas? How do we feel about because this is going to center around their fight with Gas. So why don't we just say how do we feel about Gas as a character? As a villain, as a character in general. The Heaters.
Yeah. The Heaters as a whole.
It's a bit weird.
They are weird. It's incredible BoJack vibes.
Yes, definitely, 100%.
I don't know if that's intentional or not.
The Hera clan, as they are officially known. Yeah.
My apologies, good sir. Still need to send me a copy of that encyclopedia.
That's true. I think there was a callback. I don't mind their existence in the world of Dragon Ball. Like, you could argue they came out of nowhere and had no mention before, but like, what the fuck ever. They're just another alien faction that wants to try and control some part of the universe. I'm sure there were more than Frieza, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So having the Heaters pop out of nowhere, sure, why not?
Yeah, and I like their little tie-in. Like, they worked for Frieza before, and they kind of like... It was a while ago where Vegeta referenced to... or mentioned to Goku that they invade planets and then sell them
to the highest bidder.
Yeah. Rather than just blowing them up.
Yes.
And now it's kind of come back to the idea of actually selling a planet for profit rather than just conquering and blowing up. Which is kind of cool because it does make the Heaters not part of Frieza's army, but still an independent thing where they just sell a planet on, which I like.
Yeah.
But they want to be the primary force in the universe.
That's it.
Over Frieza. That's like their main goal.
Which is kind of where I dipped out of them. Because I was led to believe that they just wanted to be escape from Frieza.
Right.
They just wanted to be rid of Frieza.
I got that vibe, yeah.
I got that vibe. I thought they were going to do something a little bit more interesting and play a bit more of a victim part. Particularly for Gas.
Yeah.
And the other two, not God,
I can't remember.
I'm going to be real. I can't remember any of their names besides Gas.
Gas. I remember Elec. Is it Elec?
He's the leader.
Yeah.
It's Gas, Electric.
That makes sense.
Oil
is the woman.
Is one of them called Maki by any chance?
I can't remember.
Fuck knows.
You have to put the names on screen.
I think Oil
Diesel.
It might have been
Diesel actually.
I don't think it was.
But you know who I mean.
Yeah,
free, but not Alec. Necessarily. I thought they were going to paint him as a bit more of a kind of a victim ones, and they kind of do for the other two. Like the other two, once it starts getting a bit too real, they're going like, "Is this okay?
Yeah.
Should we be doing this, or should we just like count our blessings and bail?"
Yeah.
Like any sensible person would. But didn't really go much further than that. They were just kind of. I mean, especially Elec. Elec was pretty disappointing.
Yeah. Because I was surprised that Gas turned out to be the only fighter of that group.
I wasn't. I was.
I was kind of expecting more from Elec, but I guess that was the irony of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that was the bait and switch because Gas is the little short kid-looking one.
Yeah.
I'm assuming is actually the strongest.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I think they already stated on pretty early.
They did that he was the strongest.
Yeah. Gas was the strongest. They stated that.
Which I actually wish they wouldn't have. Just to have us, the viewer, make the identification ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, that would have been a bit more interesting.
But I didn't think that would be the shutdown to the rest of the characters. They just don't fight. They're not as strong at all.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting them to just not fight at all. I thought they would at least have some potential. But I'm not upset by it.
No.
I don't really have an opinion on it. It's just
Yeah,
it is what it is.
At
least they weren't exactly like the BoJack crew.
But the way Elec did use Gas was there was a nice little turnaround. Yeah, it was partly brutal, but also partly like is entertaining the right word?
Yeah.
It was a cool dynamic where it's just Elec, like he's this big brother figure, but it's just like, nah, you're gonna keep doing this until you fucking bite
Gas
it.
was so loyal to him.
He was, yeah. And I guess that was kind of the sad part, because
I did genuinely feel bad for him at the end.
Yeah.
You kind of felt for Gas in the end.
Yeah, he was just a tool right to the end.
So for summary, after all the Granola had patched up, and obviously we all saw it coming. It's all good. I wanted to start with the heaters anyway, but once the Granola fight had stopped, which we all knew it would, and they all start talking, it's like, they're talking, talk no jutsu. And then, what is it? Because then it led into all the Bardock flashback stuff. Because they were explaining to Granola, like, everything you knew was a lie. You were actually saved by a Saiyan, and it was this guy's dad. You know what I mean? It's like,
convenient that this story didn't come up beforehand.
Yeah. I think a lot of this could have been avoided.
And I think the flashback arc is what led Bardock's doubts on Frieza.
It was.
I think
that was meant to be the idea.
And then he goes back to the planet.
Well, it's just nice to see more of what Bardock was up to before, like, the usual sort of father of Goku type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this was early on, and I have a weird sort of.
And considering how strong Gas was.
Back then.
But
he was weaker then, presumably.
Yeah, but considering.
Even still,
Bardock put up a really good fight.
He did, and he wasn't like super. I honestly, for a minute, wondered if they were gonna like show him flash Super Saiyan for a second or something.
But he had some sort of weird power.
I think we were meant to believe that was just some Saiyan rage power, pride. Yeah. Because it kind of looked like he had like a white aura going on,
like his own unlocked potential.
Kinda, maybe. Yeah.
Bardock's always been white though.
I guess. Yeah. The look of Bardock with the cloak on was really sick. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I actually appreciate that armor that we all dislike more with the cloak somehow. The cloak and the hood makes it look extra badass.
Yeah.
It is very Turles though.
It is.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Not that's a bad thing.
I think I said this to you, but this is actually part of the reason why I know they can't plan ahead, but they should.
Yes.
This is why I wish
that's why they're taking a break now.
Yeah,
they hadn't changed. I wish they hadn't changed the green armor of Bardock from the original, because that crappy armor that we all hated at the time because it replaced that green armor would have actually been okay here because it's further in the past. He might have not had that green armor yet. You know, if it would have been shown up here for the first time, I actually would have been totally okay with it. You know what I mean? So.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that because how much further in the past is this? Because I was led to believe that.
It seems as though it's not far off from.
I was led to believe that Bardock did his time on this planet,
then immediately
went back to.
I know.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
If there'd been some downtime, maybe it would have worked.
Yeah.
Which does mean that, I guess that's another little confirmation that we all kind of knew that Bardock, father of Goku, is non-canon, because that's not how it happened.
But there's some sort of weird reference to that film though, because in separate to the Dragon Ball minus manga, you see Bardock's old crew at some point on the planet that they died on.
It is a retcon.
And Broly references Bardock
all it is
firing
a
at the supernova. So I
think the characters are there. It's just not
No, I mean
The events aren't.
I think there was a time where the father of Goku was considered canon, even by Toriyama himself.
Well,
because that armor, as we've said, and the bandana was in the manga.
Because
it was in a flashback.
Because Kakarot's
so we
really
know
doing
that at some point, it was considered canon, and then some infinite wisdom Toriyama let's retcon it for no reason. You know, that's all it is.
He changed his mind.
We have to accept that. He settled on a version of the story. Although, to be fair, all the fucking...
they pulled a Superman on it.
I don't know what they're called. Samosan... No, that's Indian food. So fucking... The aliens that could see the future. Yeah, that was kind of stupid, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like, so, in fact, funny side note onto Kakarot, but they've totally redesigned them. Anyone who's actually you saw the trailer, when the Saiyans land on what we assume is that planet.
Yeah.
Those aliens are completely different looking than the ones from the Father of Goku.
They're not Canastas, are they?
Are they? Could be redesigned.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but to be fair, the planet that Goku crashed on before he got to Earth, Yardrat, they've been redesigned, haven't they?
Have they?
Yeah. In this arc that we're talking about. You know, that really, the way we remember them looking with that pink sort of look.
Yeah.
That's actually, they create that as an illusion to look more menacing.
Oh, yeah.
They actually look really plain.
Oh,
cute.
yeah. I remember
that.
That was back in the Moro Arc, wasn't it?
That was,
Vegeta trained
You're right, sorry.
Yeah.
So, don't know what that Yardrat that was in the Tournament of Power.
He was just making himself look scary.
And there was a Canastan at the in Otherworld.
Yeah.
Do you remember? And he kept
Only
the
one.
same from the Bardock movie. So
These are all little mini retcons, but whatever.
it's a shame.
Yeah,
Never mind.
Whatever.
But I don't know. They could somehow link.
They could link elements. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Like, we know that Bardock's crew at least existed, and that's fine. Shame they got rid of the bandana, though. It's like his whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but my bandana should be brown.
His honour.
Yes,
You know.
yeah. Just a look in it. Fuck. The Bardock stuff, though, in this arc was actually really cool. I liked it a lot. The whole... I mean, I don't know if your opinions changed on it in recent years, because there was a time where you actually preferred hard-ass Bardock. Kill, 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 kill. That's it. Take no prisoners. And you actually had a lot to say about him becoming humanized. Whereas this whole backstory was even more of that, you know, because he was comparing Granola and the mum to Gine and Goku. And
I think Bardock still had some weird sympathy.
This was like the beginnings of that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's... I mean...
Maybe that was...
At the time, the evidence given to me was that Bardock was just a straight-up asshole that liked to blow up planets.
Yeah.
And...
But even Bardock has some doubts doing all that. He was like... What are we doing this for?
He still did it, though.
Yeah, but he's just like... It's becoming repetitive now. He said those words at some point. I think it was in the early movie.
Look, I consider these weak arguments.
Like,
if he had these doubts, why didn't he act on them?
I mean,
he probably started to now as soon as he went.
Because he likes killing people.
No, it was as soon as he saw Granola and that. That's probably what made him change his mind.
Right at the end of his life, dude.
I know. It's still there was.
How many planets had he conquered?
There was still time in between that.
How many planets had he conquered before then?
That's what I mean. There's probably a lot of death on his plate. You know?
Yeah, well, that's what he would. That's what probably starts to hate himself.
Well, actually, I was gonna say, I don't know if I wouldn't go so far as to say he's hating himself for it. 'Cause he's got like pride and. But what I do think happened is kind of like the Piccolo thing, where it's like, you know. When Gohan was, you know, like, you and your father's softness rubbed off on me, kind of thing. I was the great Piccolo. I feel like that kind of happened to Bardock, but with Gine. Because she was actually described as not being a non-fighter and kind of soft. Yeah. So maybe she just kind of rubbed off in more than one way on Bardock. And then, you know, because he said himself when he was saving Granola and the mum that he's like, what the fuck am I doing? You know what I mean? He was like, what am I doing?
I do still prefer the evil Bardock. Well, I don't prefer the evil Bardock. But I liked evil Bardock. But now there are more opportunities for Bardock to be humanized. I'm like, okay, since you're putting time into doing it, I appreciate it more. I just didn't like the argument of he did one good thing, therefore he's completely redeemed as a character. Yeah. He's a saint.
No.
All the planets he blew up before doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's what I hated. But
can't say the same about Vegeta then.
Yeah. Yeah.
He worked at it though. I suppose. He had more time to try and make up for it.
But the difference.
But now Bardock's slowly starting to get that time.
Yeah, but the difference is that Vegeta did actually save a planet, and several.
Well, at least Bardock tried his best.
If he'd been
trying is kind of pointless if you fail.
We can assume that if he'd have lived, perhaps he would have done something along those lines.
Yeah.
But even still,
he did live.
Even with,
but he decided to. Well, he was manipulated into destroying time itself, but. that's a conversation for another day.
If Xenoverse is canon, yeah.
But I do, yeah, I like what they did to Bardock and Broly, and I like that they kind of feeding a bit more into that as well. So
I'm interested to see this Kakarot version. That should be something.
This is what I mean. Like, and
I think they're going to blend it together.
Some sort of.
But anyway.
Hopefully doing well.
I'm trying to figure like what the best parts to talk about.
I'm just glad it is that special in the game, but yeah.
The manga. I'm trying to figure out the best. Because I want to talk a little bit more about like Bardock's fight with Gas.
Well, Bardock's fight with Gas was pretty cool because it wasn't a typical Z fight. If that makes sense, or Dragon Ball fight, I should say.
I like that it was just in the middle of a dark woods.
Yeah. It was just cool. It was just a hard knuckle fight.
Yeah,
it was. To be fair,
and it felt very.
Was there many blasting going on?
Not really.
I don't think so.
I don't remember that. It was that good. I don't remember. No, I don't remember being that many blasts. But I have to admit, the whole point of these flashbacks was that Bardock apparently discovered a way to beat Gas.
Yes.
Yeah.
I, for the life of me, cannot remember what that was, other than him just hitting Gas really hard.
Yeah, that's all he did.
Yeah.
Like, there was just pride involved, saying pride and all that.
Yeah. Which is what Granola kind of does later anyway. I think he sort of figured out the weak point and just gave him all his energy, like charged it up, didn't he? And then blasted him up into space.
Yeah.
Because it was through that new form that he can't control very well, wasn't it? Because I think Gas was just all over the place.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's what sort of gave it away, his weakness.
Oh, so Bardock's trick was to piss him off.
Yeah. And then use all that power against him.
Whether or not that's a trick Bardock or a viable strategy.
I mean, it's supposed to play in somehow to the fact that Goku had a new form that isn't or is a new form. The whole fucking
yeah, because he's sort of mastered his Ultra Instinct now.
Yeah, but it's
ish.
It's not that though. I think he said that the whole calm of mind thing, which is what mastered Ultra Instinct isn't his thing.
Yeah. And
so he went back to what I assume is Sign, but it looked a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because he's got. I swear the eyes were slightly different.
You know,
it was in his base.
I'll be honest with you. You know me. I'm terrible with telling the difference between art.
Yeah.
On a manga, on a colourless black and white page, it's kind of difficult for me, so I'm not going to say anything. Yeah. But Goku definitely did reference this as a new kind of form of Ultra Instinct, where it was Ultra Instinct Sign, but it had the power of mastered Ultra Instinct.
I don't know how they can represent it visually because I couldn't tell the fucking difference.
I couldn't either.
Right.
So maybe if they anime it, which I hope they do, they probably will, but nothing's confirmed yet, so I'm saying maybe.
Yeah.
It'll be a bit more clear then, but I'm still kind of like.
I really liked Bardock's sort of bluffing with the heaters when they arrived, because he was pretending that he had, Granola and his mum.
Oh yeah.
But they couldn't see it was Bardock yet because he was trying to keep his identity hidden. The moment Elec shot the mum, Bardock just like smoke screen.
Literally, yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, that's great.
That's what I liked about Elec. He was
Elec was I was just waiting for him to die. I honestly thought Gas would get pissed off with him and kill him. But he just didn't.
No,
he was totally loyal.
Yeah. Which was actually, now you mention it, was that's an interesting thing because that should have been a really good indicator that Elec can't fight because he used a gun.
Yeah, I never even realised that. I just thought that was just a thing, just saying power. I don't know.
Didn't have. He doesn't.
No key blast or anything.
No, he just got out a Glock and shot.
There was a couple of new moves Bardock had out, didn't he?
Yeah. It's cool because I'm looking forward to see some of those in games.
Right? Yeah, true.
You know,
might even see it in Kakarot.
Yeah. It's called Final Spirit Cannon.
Oh yeah, that's his ultimate in.
Isn't that against Chilled?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is that the one where he fires a blast that's a beam is also the one he used against Chilled, coincidentally, and is also the one that he used in the Broly film to stop the supernova.
Yeah.
To try and stop the death ball or whatever the fuck it was.
It's just called supernova.
Is it just a supernova?
I think it's supernova.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stole that from Cooler.
Right.
Yeah. No, it was he used that move to beat Gas in the end. The same one.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
Kind of a call back or call forward, I guess. I don't really know how you describe it. But the Bardock was pretty neat.
It was pretty cool.
And he left his scouter, and that's what played into Goku first hearing of his dad, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I have a dad. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I think that's a really. That's great to take away from.
That's
manga.
probably the most interesting.
Goku
bit.
finally got to know more about his dad. You know,
He even heard
like,
his voice.
Yeah.
that was. I was about to say.
He had like a
didn't he leave
vision, didn't
recording?
he?
Yeah. No, he left a recording on there.
Oh yeah, in the Scouter.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
And it's cool because Vegeta sort of spoke a bit about him too, like he knew him as well in
Yeah.
a way. So yeah, it's nice having that little callback to Vegeta's sort of era as well.
Well, it's nice that the modern characters are acknowledging
Yeah,
Bardock.
literally,
Because King Vegeta gets loads of acknowledgement. He's had lots of like constant references throughout the show. It's nice that like Goku and the main cast are talking about Bardock. So that was a nice takeaway.
Yeah.
I want to get on to.
And that flashback went on for quite a few chapters, didn't it?
Yeah,
It like cut in now
I
and
can't
then.
remember how
didn't
many
it?
exactly.
I think it was like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Should we just get on to like gas? Like the
I would
general-
like to actually quickly, if I may, talk about Granola.
Okay.
The primary antagonist of this arc.
Mm-hmm.
What are our overall thoughts on Granola as a character? Does he? Meris was an interesting character.
Maris was interesting. Yeah.
Does Granola live up to that kind of similar standard?
Oh, well,
to
Maris
you?
when he turned out to be an angel.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
As a whole, as that character. As a
Yeah,
whole.
yeah. Granola. I don't know. He was just another generic villain, just having revenge for the Saiyans.
The revenge
I
plot
guess.
against the Saiyans thing.
It was like the baby thing again, but like just done differently.
I like his design.
Yeah, I like his design. Very unique.
The goggles give me some like Jack and Daxter
but-
vibes
but-
or something.
I saw Skies of Arcadia.
The Ceruleans really reminded me of the Tuffles.
Mm.
It kind of
They
did
do.
have that vibe.
Again,
you
don't know if that's intentional or not.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They keep using old callbacks.
Yeah, I don't know if I really dig Granola.
He had some unique movesets. I'll give him that.
Sure.
He had a unique fighting style.
He felt like you used the word undercooked in the previous commentary.
Mm.
Kind of felt like that. Like I don't know. There's just something about him that I was not resonating with him at all.
Yeah,
he was just like meh.
It was
Yeah.
definitely weird.
He was just a basic villain.
He was a basic villain, and I didn't care for him up until he joined Goku and Vegeta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what we were all kind of waiting for, because it was pretty obvious that that's what
We knew there was going to be someone else
Yeah.
like, to fight.
Yeah, it was kind of obvious that was what was going to go down. So it was only after then that I started actually caring about Granola. But then, just as that happened, it very quickly shifted onto the Bardock and Gas, and Granola was kind of like thrown to the wayside.
Yeah.
Like his whole wish for being the strongest in the universe, it stopped being effective at that point.
Yeah, because
He was still a noteworthy fighter, don't get me wrong, and he did get some good hits in, but
they kind of proved that how redundant that wish became in the end.
We
Yeah.
talked about this
Do you
in
know
the
what I mean?
previous one.
Yeah.
because you just get stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's kind of-
even to Gas, after what happened to towards the end,
Yeah.
like
But I did like what Granola pulled out in his technique wise. I like his ability of like perfect aim,
yeah,
Showering.
which is his perfect aim ability is kind of. I might have mentioned this in the last commentary, but that was a different channel, so fuck it.
Yeah. Recycle that
true.
content.
Yeah, say it again, please.
The perfect sniping, the perfect aim ability is the perfect counter against Ultra Instinct. Because Ultra Instinct is mind's eye, it dodges everything.
Yeah,
That's true.
I dodge something that is undodgeable.
Yeah.
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 So that was kind of cool.
I never missed.
I get that.
But and yeah, he did break out some cool moves. He did give everyone a run for their money. But like I said, when Gas turned up and became the
Central antagonist.
Granola cut into like every
Goku and Vegeta show.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And the last two arcs have been the Goku and Vegeta show,
Yeah.
which is interesting because I hate the fact that the Moro arc. It's actually my favourite arc of Super Saiyan.
I'm not gonna lie, it is probably the best arc.
It is. I want to see it animated because
Yeah.
I think it could have the potential to be the best.
Yeah.
And that really annoys me because I really want all the secondary characters to get more love.
Yeah.
It's probably why I like. Well, I still love Trunks, Piccolo, and Gohan, but Yeah.
And he had all those other characters come in.
Yeah, and we've had 2 arcs of just Goku and Vegeta pulling away, and then they introduced Granola, a third character to pull that weight, and then he just kind of trails off.
Yeah, the arc as a whole felt like way more predictable than the Moro arc.
Yeah,
it was very predictable.
Definitely.
It felt we all knew where it was gonna.
It felt a bit shorter as well than Moro. I'm more around for quite a while.
Don't get me wrong, the end thing that they pulled out of nowhere.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
We'll save that for last.
Yeah.
We'll save that for last.
Didn't see that one.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us saw Bardock being included in
True,
this
no, true.
I suppose not. No.
I'm surprised Bardock got loads of attention when he did. Like, I just expected just one chapter, but it was, he was in it for quite a bit.
Yeah.
Loads of callbacks to him.
Yeah.
But like, Granola, he really made Ultra Instinct more redundant. Because he just had Ultra Instinct. He was saying God and Blue and that.
Ultra Instinct and all them.
By this point, they fought Broly and stuff, you know? Like, it's weird, and Jiren and that. So...
It does make me wonder what Ultra Instinct would do against Broly, but...
I mean, it's assumed that it would really mess Broly up.
Yeah.
Probably.
You'd think.
Probably.
You'd think. I don't know, I think Broly could still put up a good fight. Like, because if Jiren did against Ultra Instinct, then...
That's a good point. They said that Broly was like stronger than Jiren, didn't
Yeah.
Did they say he was stronger than Jiren, or did they say he was potentially stronger than...
Not sure. I know for Cell Max they said he was potentially stronger than Broly.
Stronger or just as.
Something like that. There was a statement.
Close enough.
There was a statement when the film came out, but... Gas
is a character.
Gas, because again, he had some unique movesets as well. As soon as he got powered up, like the constant like weapon changing and stuff.
I love
the clubs and sights.
The key weapons.
Yeah.
I absolutely adore that. And
he pulled a Goku Black a little bit.
Yeah, that's something I've always wanted to see in Dragon Ball back when, I don't know, like before Goku Black became a thing. I can't remember. I think it was when Vegito's sword.
Oh yeah.
I really wanted to see these different kind of key weapons.
For clarification, were they actually key-based weapons? Because I seem to remember that he just opened Gary's mod at some point and started like throwing everything at Goku. Right? They were, some of them weren't key, right? Some of them were like actual physical objects. Because he wasn't there like some
he mucked around with the rubble and stuff around him.
He did throw part of Granola's city.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's a train at some point. We'll get onto like.
That train fight was really cool. Actually, we'll get to that was all over the internet.
Yeah.
They like compared it to fucking Spider-Man 2 and shit.
I'm not.
I can't honestly. That was the comparison I saw online on Facebook.
They did. You can't do a train fight anymore without being compared
right?
to
It was the way Goku was positioned on the front of the train, though, wasn't it?
I don't know. I can't remember if they were key weapons or not because I mean it's not outside the realm of possibility for Dragon Ball characters to spawn in random shit like Shin.
Literally.
Gas. The fight was pretty neat. In fact, I would go as far as to say it was one of the best fights in Super when it's animated finally.
Literally.
Because like the fight transitioned off of that planet onto like the Galactic Patrol headquarters and like shit was blowing up and people were running and like the train, the cars and everything. That's going to be so cool when it's animated. Literally. You know what I mean?
That was really what I kind of wish we did that with Kid Buu. You know when Kid Buu was just teleporting, destroying planets going a long way? It was kind of like that, just Goku just teleporting and Gas constantly giving chase, just fighting around. It was so cool.
Yeah, they were. Because
Goku got crafty, didn't he?
Yeah,
he was like,
all over the place.
I'm going to make him chase me. Run out his time.
Yeah. That was really cool. I enjoyed that. Yeah, I was like, they were quite unique with their fights in this arc. So,
I think the fights
something we haven't seen before.
The fights were really well choreographed in this one. There was a lot of cool moves, and Vegeta didn't get the win, but he did.
He had moments.
Yeah. When he was fighting Gas, and he was Ultra Ego still, and they were calling him like a zombie because he kept getting up, and he looked. Yeah. In fact, it was some of the most brutal stuff I've seen facially in drawn manga Dragon Ball stuff. Because Vegeta's face was all Vegeta's face was all swollen, fucked up looking, and he looked like he wasn't even there, kind of thing. It was quite awesome.
Speaking of that, Gas even had that. You know when he got fucked up.
We'll get to that.
I was going to say.
We'll get to that.
I've
got things to say about that as well.
Okay.
The fight was cool, and it was interesting to see a fight where the characters just know they couldn't win, I suppose. So they just had to try like every other tactic to try and beat him, including just bounce.
Gas was just pretty much felt like he was immortal by that point.
Yeah, he just felt unstoppable.
Yeah.
And which was
Just kept taking it in.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder in comparison to gods, like could he take out DODs? Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. It's so ever since
What we got to remember, we still don't know what Beerus's power is like. He didn't fight 100% against Goku, did he?
I mean, no.
I'm pretty sure.
In the movie,
We don't know what he can actually do.
in the movie, he claimed to use 80%.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
actually, I think it was 75%.
Either way.
Well, no, I was going to say it's funny because he said I think that's been probably retconned or something. Or,
It was definitely different in the movie to Super.
Yeah.
yeah,
It was definitely a different number.
something he said something in Super like I do only use half my power or some shit
Something
like.
like that.
But it doesn't matter because bear in mind that was Battle of Gods, Goku had Super Saiyan God, and then he got Blue, and then he got Kakarot.
Yeah. And then he got signed.
Bear in mind, Kakarot.
Oh, didn't we say about Kakarot Blue would have been enough to fight Beerus?
No, we were saying like Kakarot is times 10, so it's you know.
It's
10,
a lot.
10 times 10 is 100, so like technically Goku should have fucking been able power-wise to take Beerus out. They should have never mentioned a number for Beerus.
No.
That was their
Yeah.
biggest mistake.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So-
True.
And also, it's just the fact that Whis himself says, "Oh yeah, Beerus hasn't mastered Ultra Instinct."
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
but even Lord Beerus hasn't mastered Ultra Instinct. And then, then they announce Goku mastered Ultra Instinct
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, huh?
in the space of an hour.
Yeah.
That's for now.
But I think that's what I like about Saiyans. I say this, but we kind of ranted about Gohan in our previous commentary. But that's what I kind of like about Saiyans. They are unpredictable.
But adaptable.
Very,
aren't they?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's what makes them.
But
So
they are kind of
that's what makes them so dangerous.
They do keep dancing around the issue of like,
Their
can they fight Beerus
Their
now?
power
You know
is all
what I
over the
mean?
place. So
So,
I guess that's what I've always liked about Saiyans, even though
Yeah.
some of it can be a bit unpredictable.
I'm waiting for
So-
the day we do see Beerus just go off the rails and stuff. And actually take
Right? We haven't
seriously.
seen him fight in like ages.
I am so concerned for the more graphic parts of the manga, that I suppose you might call them that. How the hell they're gonna get to that in the anime? I talked about that with the Moro arm thing through Goku.
Oh yeah.
I'm really worried they're gonna fuck that up.
I'm really I'm always
We're not gonna see a
censored.
drop of blood.
Literally, both the Moro Arc and Granola Arc have had some brutal and gory moments.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I really hope the anime does not censor this stuff.
I'm a bit concerned,
That's
and,
what I'm
and
worried
especially like we should probably say like towards the end of the gas fight. I don't know him transitioning into older. He turned like zombie looking. He actually started to kind of look like Moro.
Yeah,
In a way.
literally.
Like, he looked really fucking weird towards the end. It was
Yeah.
quite cool. Oh, yeah, no, his initial monster form was shit, actually. I thought that looked terrible. When he powered up and
We
he...
got muscle back.
Yeah, he looked really stupid. When he started to get more
Oh,
thinner,
his uncontrollable form.
that
yeah.
looked dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he didn't keep that.
Thank God.
It kind of was a generic form, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was.
Like- But we got to see Goku's spirit giant form come back.
Again!
Like, what
Yeah.
the hell?
Didn't expect that.
I thought that was going to be a last resort
I wish
sort
that
of
was
move
one
again.
and done for
Yeah.
Moro. I actually was kind of like, again? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, stop making this a thing. Like,
I don't know. I like it because I'm glad it's not a one and done thing because it's like it's something just to be forgotten about. It's like, oh, this is actually part of his fighting repertoire.
Yeah.
I mean, thinking ahead here, I don't know how the fuck we're gonna put that across in a game or
It
something.
is still a last resort move because that was because he didn't use that towards the end when Granola was still charging in his attack.
yeah.
'Cause he's
And in
seen
the
more
defense,
time.
I don't think Ultra Instinct has any like moves that are just for that. It doesn't have any definable moves. I don't think any of the god forms have that actually. Now that I think about it, so
I don't know if that giant Goku form is linked to Ultra Instinct.
I don't. Maybe I mean, he's only used it in Ultra Instinct.
That's what I mean.
So I'm
you
assuming it
think
might
that's
be.
what gives him the power enough to.
I don't know if it has a
Give him.
name. It might do in some f***ing magazine or something. They might have named it. But in a way, we can say that this technically is Goku's first original form in the move in the canon, right?
True.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we say, Dragon Fist was technically Goku's only original move, and that's why that should be canon. But this
Yeah.
spirit form thing could be considered
True.
interesting.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I'm half and half. I like it, and it's kind of cool to see it again. I just hope they don't overuse it.
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want it to overuse
Yeah.
it, but he used it and it was effective.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I like that Vegeta really encouraged Granola
Yeah.
in this, like,
But-
because he knows what it's like.
But that's actually a good point. I was
Yeah.
going to say that because I was going to. It feels like a repeat of the Kaba thing,
Yeah.
but when you say it like that, because he knows what it's like, it has more ground, as more
Yeah.
basis,
Yeah.
kind of
They
thing.
were trying to give
The Kaba thing was just you're a Saiyan, so I'll teach you. You know?
Who?
Huh?
Who?
Kaba. You know, the little fucking Universe 6 Saiyan kid.
No, I never heard of him. No.
Is it because he's so boring?
Is that why you don't like him?
Must be.
Yeah?
I like him if he did something with it.
Oh, right.
Don't get me wrong, he is very boring.
I would have preferred Tarball. Like, to be honest.
I would
done more with
have
him.
preferred Tarball's wife.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Anyway,
but yeah,
sorry,
like,
I could rant about that for a while.
It gives me flashbacks. I remember.
no, I like
Harvest
to give like I'll definitely give Granola props for that for later on as the arc went on because yeah, it gave
Granola or Gas?
Granola
sorry.
against Gas.
Sorry.
Because they were giving him a win against him, sort of,
Yeah.
before Frieza then ruined everything.
Yeah,
well, hang on, we'll get to that.
Isn't it weird though? Like everyone gets a win, but Vegeta.
Right?
Even the new character gets a win.
It's so bizarre to me.
I guess
It did feel like a Trunks against Zamasu-esque though.
It depends what you
Yeah.
classify as a win now, because
Yeah.
Vegeta did kind of win and pushed Gas to go to a new form.
Yeah.
Or Granola, I can't remember which one.
I think what we all want is a full-on victory. He
Yeah.
kills the villain. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
The end. Yeah.
Yeah. What do we think of Gas's multiple designs?
The muscle forms.
Yeah.
Everything else is pretty cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Even, 'cause
I liked his almost tribalistic look. He had like bone
Yeah.
fragments on his head and things. It's quite cool.
When he was like young, like
Yeah.
teenage boy.
Yeah, I forgot to make care because he was little and then he shot up. It was like baby.
Yeah, literally.
Almost. Yeah.
Yeah, because he had like a bit of an old form.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
that monstery form.
Once he
And I
ate the
like
wish.
the horns going down the sides of his face. But
Yeah.
those are.
He definitely had a really cool design.
It's a good design.
I really enjoyed it.
Dragon Ball villains have had such good designs since Jiren.
Yeah.
Right? It's been
Jiren,
bizarre.
like I just can't even stagger how fucking shit Jiren's design is now. Now that
But
we've
I
got
think that's what the irony was. It's how simple he was of a design. You wouldn't expect how strong he would actually be.
Yeah, I guess that's kind
I
of.
think that was the play on that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like Jiren's weird kind of quirk of how
Yeah.
simple his backstory was, how simple his design is, and how simple-minded he is. But simplicity is effective in this case. So in his case, I would say. So it kind of worked. But I'm so glad that since then, you know, Moro's henchmen,
Yeah.
like the Megetta copy, the other robot dude,
Oh, yeah, that's another thing.
and that entire squad of villains was so cool. The heaters all look really cool.
Yeah.
There's another thing.
I
I was
can't-
gonna,
Granola.
You go.
there's another thing I was going to mention. At the beginning of this arc, Granola like raided some sort of like base of some sort to get that android character from the Moro Arc. What's his name? Like,
7-3 or something.
3, yeah,
That's something,
like number 73 or something like that.
Yeah.
And he brought him in a capsule to.
They kind of just forgot about that.
Yeah, they just kind of pushed off. I'm like,
Something tells me they
I
might...
thought we were building something up.
I
there,
don't know.
and that-
I think they
and
still are.
they
I hope they still are.
I hope they still are,
hope
because
they
that was
still
just
are.
done and dusted. I'm like, I thought something else was going to be happening here, and that's why I thought there was going to be more to this arc. We've seen gas fight, so what's going to happen to this android?
Yeah, it's
That
really
they've
because
got flying around.
that android, for those who aren't aware, the android has stored data of Moro and his final, everything leading up to Moro's death.
Yeah.
So we could have a resurrection of Moro, doubled with this android power, which he technically already had beforehand, but we could see Moro come back, and that's really exciting for me.
Yeah.
Because there's not just one of these androids.
No.
There's an army of them.
Yeah.
Right?
We can have an army of Moros.
Yeah.
And if you saw what Moro did, that's just f***ing nuts.
Literally.
That would be really
I'm
cool.
actually genuinely excited for the
So-
Moro arc in the anime because of how. Because Moro was. His power was all to do with magic. And Goku was frightened of him when he heard about him slaughtering people on Namek.
We felt
and stuff.
his energy.
Do you remember? Yeah,
Yeah.
he was like, "What the hell?
Yeah,
What is this?"
Yeah, I gotta go back to Moro because he is without a doubt the greatest thing to happen in Super so far. But Moro is such a cool character because, like you said, Goku tries to sense his energy, and Moro's energy is made up of all of his victims.
Yeah.
So Goku can sense his energy, and all he hears is screams of the damned, which is edgy as f***.
Yeah.
And Moro, as a as a really cool twist on this thing that has existed for a long time,
I know.
he can tell when someone is sensing his presence.
Yeah.
So he was like,
and Goku's like,
because he turned, didn't he? He had that grin almost.
yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
And Moro just
That's what makes him so intimidating. I'm like, oh.
They set Moro up perfectly.
Yeah.
Literally.
And the fact that they could have Moro, I'm really glad that they didn't do. Well, I'm not really glad. I'm kind of glad that they didn't do anything with Moro.
Yeah.
I wish they teased something a little bit more just to prove that they haven't forgotten about it.
Yeah.
Because I hope they haven't. But I'm glad they didn't have him come back in this arc anything, because I think it would have been too soon for him to come back and just be like, I'm back! And then done.
Yeah.
But moving into that, let's talk about who did come back at the end of this arc.
Wait.
What do you want to say?
Just want to say, Moro's awesome.
Yes.
Obviously, it's a shame what happened to him later on, because Goat form was awesome, and we all loved Goat, and they had to really.
Oh yeah. Because he looked like Cell at that
He was
point.
a little
He looked like
underdeveloped.
Janemba.
I kind of wish we
It
would.
was like a mix of Cell hitting Janemba.
I sort of also kind of wish we would have known more about him in the past. Like, what is he? Where did he come from?
We still had a good chunk of his backstory.
Sure, but
like
what is he?
Buu and like
Yeah,
Oob
but
and
what
like the
is
big
he?
You
skin
just want him. You just want someone to reference him. He's from the Demon Realm.
Sure, yeah, I'll take it.
Fair,
Yeah.
I could see that.
I mean, anything really.
What?
I just felt like he just popped out into existence. Like, all we knew for him is that he was a guy who fought those Kais, you know. But which is nice, you know, that they didn't just fight Boo, more for the backstory and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep doing that with Dragon Ball.
I don't want to give them too much credit with the villains though, like, and how like the villain designs and all that have progressed since early on, because like all we really had was Beerus, then Frieza, and then Evil Goku. We had Zamasu.
Zamasu was cool.
Zamasu
In the manga, he was cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, design-wise.
design-wise, yeah. I was going to say, other
From
than
a
that, he's
visual.
a piece of shit villain, but
Yeah,
like,
he
really, and then Jiren. So it can only go up from there. You know what I mean? So I can't give them a bit of cynicism coming in again, but like, you know, that's it really.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to summarize the end of the gas fight and then lead into that, because that's like the main meat and potatoes anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole gas withering away into a f***ing skeleton was cool as f***. I want to see that animated
And
perfectly.
Right?
it was cool as fuck, and it also really sad.
I know.
In a way, yeah.
It was just sad to see this guy push himself to.
Deteriorate.
Yeah, because Goku said, like, yeah, give him a break.
Yeah.
You know, you get another chance to fight me, and like said, he won't get another chance.
Yeah, because
It's just
and then
now.
he told him
You know
about the
what I mean?
lifespan, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, he has to. Because after this, he's going to kill Frieza.
Yeah.
In like 5 minutes, I guess. We're on the clock, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that wish shortened his lifespan,
Yeah,
so
'cause
Elec knows he's on borrowed
That's
time.
what I mean, because
Wasn't he like
was
burning through the power as well, though? Like he was accelerating it by just like going
Yeah.
ape. Yeah.
That's probably why Elec said all those things. And Elec was. I just loved how Elec was so afraid.
And I love. I have to admit, I do kind of find it hilarious. I don't know if I love it or if it's just so funny to me that, like, despite everything, Granola's efforts, Goku, Vegeta, everyone's efforts to beat this gas motherfucker, Frieza came in out of nowhere.
Oh my god!
I was like,
I knew it was going to lead up to Frieza at some point because they just kept referencing his name
I didn't
throughout the
think
arc.
Frieza
But like,
was going to show up here.
I
genuinely didn't believe it.
have to now. In hindsight, where they did keep referencing, it does make sense. But I honestly didn't think that he was going to show up. Because
well, let's be honest. No one expects him to have a new form.
No.
Off the bat. Considering how and when he got that form is another question entirely. I want to know.
I think we talked about it briefly.
Yeah.
But all of these two characters made these wishes to be the strongest in the universe. Vegeta himself already pushed himself past the first wish, so he's already stronger. I don't know about Goku. I don't know if it was ever said that Goku had gone stronger than the wish Granola made, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, there was some.
I love Frieza's reasoning for why he's so.
Yeah, they explained to Frieza what had happened.
I will admit that's quite clever.
The wish to become the
It
strongest.
does sort of work out that way. I would imagine.
Frieza's thing was that he was outside of this known universe at the time, so technically he wasn't involved in that decision because he might have been considered the strongest.
Yeah.
So that's quite cool.
That is a clever way of.
It was a nice little workaround.
Yeah.
And the
It's
reason
also-
for that was what was it again? I forgot what it.
Well, I was going to say that it's handy because they said that Frieza was training in what we would call the hyperbolic time chamber.
A hyperbolic time.
That's what they confirmed it, yeah.
Which is handy because I think a great majority of people would have screamed bullshit if they didn't introduce the concept of other hyperbolic time chambers in the previous arc with Meris.
Yeah, so it's okay. Apparently the Galactic Patrol was sitting on one of these as well. Meris took Goku in there to train with Ultra
Well,
Instinct.
I always thought the concept of hyperbolic time chamber was like a rare thing.
But why?
That's why Popu only managed
This
to have one of them.
exclusivity thing.
Now I want to know
is-
where these time chambers come from.
This
How's this on
exclusivity
another
thing
planet?
like died with Super Saiyan, you know what I mean?
It died
But the
Dragon
point,
Balls and
what I'm saying, remember the Whis thing way back in like Super's version, the anime version of Resurrection Earth? He put Goku and Vegeta in this like realm that he could just pop into existence.
And they compared
They
it to the
said
time
that
chamber.
it felt like the time chamber.
Yeah.
So there's some plane of existence or non-existence that's outside of the universe, and I just kind of dig the idea that somewhere, randomly, in the universe, there are just these f***ing doors that you just open and there's like, the universe ends here, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of like that. That it's just randomly out there, you know? So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And Frieza found one.
Yeah.
I like the idea that there are holes.
There's
in
holes
the
in
universe.
space, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that, in a way. I don't know how Frieza worked it out.
But for Frieza to be there for 10 years, he's got some patience now.
Yeah, I was going to say, wasn't
It's
there
so
a thing to do
bizarre.
with like time chambers and like maximum of like 2 years or something? I think they retconned
there?
that. Yeah, there was back in Z. Like
They said a person could only stand 2 years
Yes.
in there. So I think that was their.
Well, I guess
Basically, back then it was impossible to conceive someone would be strong enough
True.
to take more than.
I guess
10 years.
that's what makes Frieza so badass.
It's kind of crazy that they
He's
went
able to master himself now.
You know what it feels like though. This him like rapid acceleration of training and all that and things. It kind of feels like an apology. You know?
I see what you
So
mean.
it wasn't 4 months, guys. It was
Yeah.
10 years
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
time chamber.
Yeah.
You happy now?
Yeah.
But if we're.
But it's like he's had this calm of mind now. Ever
Yeah.
since he was defeated in Resurrection Earth, and then he came back into Tournament of Power. I'm like, I've managed to master my mind now and ki and stuff. That's how I was able to put up with these cutie things around me or whatever. So I guess Frieza's patience is starting to develop now. So the fact that he's been there for 10 years, that's a lengthy time for Frieza to train. That I never thought he'd ever do.
Train his body.
He's so up himself. You'd think he was like that.
Yeah, and also, you know, if we're still consider the 4 months thing, Frieza to Golden was 4 months,
Right?
Body wise, like don't get me wrong, I don't know how accurately strong he was because Blue absolutely danced all over his
Because
corpse.
he hadn't mastered a golden form yet. 'Cause
No,
he came
by no means.
straight down to Earth.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say he did master it by the time Tournament of Power came along because he was able to master his mind
Yeah.
at that point. But 4 months between that and now 10 years from Golden to what is called Frieza Black.
He's now on Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego level.
Well, I should clarify,
How?
it's
'Cause
not
he one-shotted them, yeah.
I should clarify that it's not actually Frieza Black, it is full-on Black Frieza.
It's
Yeah.
Black Frieza.
It's like Golden Frieza kind of thing.
Yeah.
I actually think it's funny that they didn't take the opportunity to call it Black Gold Frieza, which would be a reference to actual black gold, which isn't actually gold, it's oil. But whatever. There's no gold involved in this form though. It seems like a totally separate thing.
I mean, he's still shiny.
Shiny, yeah. He's
Yeah.
metallic,
Yeah.
whatever.
Which is why I honestly did think it was Golden Frieza.
But it looked a bit too dark to be Golden Frieza.
I thought it looked a bit weird, but I was like,
I thought it was a fan art. Like a prediction fan art for the next chapter, and then when it was revealed to be confirmed, I was like, wait, what? Well, I need to read this now.
yeah, and it was
I've seen a lot of jokes going around to do with the name, obviously. You know, no, I won't voice some of these, but you know, it's Frieza getting the N-word pass and all this things, etc., etc. You know, but
They need to stop the
careful.
colour names, like because Goku Black had that.
That's another thing that pisses me
controversial
off
as well.
The insistence on these color names now.
Yeah.
Hell, it's kind of lame, you know. Like
Yeah.
it was Black Frieza.
I think I was okay with it. Well, I'm still okay with it for Orange Piccolo because Piccolo doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He would just call himself Orange Piccolo.
Yeah, but
But I have
Frieza's
to admit-
always been.
But when it comes to like when it comes to Black, it's a little bit different, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like it's a little bit just like, do you want to double take? Do you want to like maybe?
Well, I
think that
think
one over?
especially because we've already had a character who's called Black.
Yeah.
Goku Black. It feels like we're going back again almost, you know? Like, I don't like them using the same thing twice, name-wise.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like the Ultra Ego thing. That's why I didn't like that.
And we've already had a character in Dragon Ball say, "Don't shoot, he's not black."
This man isn't black!
True.
You could have had a silver Frieza or something like that. I don't know.
I don't mind that he's got this cool...
Because then it would have been the opposite of like gold. And
I think if you go back a few commentaries ago, we did predict something like this, and
They get some
Frieza's
sort of new form.
Frieza's new form, and I always say Chrome Frieza.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or Platinum Frieza as well.
Again, it's like still in his final form state, but like just powered up again.
Do you wish that he actually got a new looking form?
Not a huge amount. I would not to like Cooler's level. I don't know. I just say like I don't know what. Maybe,
I kind of wish he would.
make him look taller.
I wish he would have titled himself something intimidating. Instead of, like he said, it was
Dark Lord Frieza.
Dark Lord,
Yeah.
just Dark Frieza.
I like
right?
that,
Just
yeah.
like, full on, yeah, like because
That would've
like
been cool.
Dark Frieza would have worked as well.
Yeah.
So
Now I think about it. I hear Dark Lord Frieza. I expect Frieza to walk on it and lightsaber.
yeah.
Well, Frieza is like a Dark Lord anyway. He was always called Lord Frieza.
Frieza and Darth Sidious are the same character. At this
When they
point.
call him Darth Frieza.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just comes out.
There's
like,
still those rumours
lightsaber.
kicking about Disney's buying Dragon Ball. Who knows?
Fuck.
He was in the Sith Temple this whole time, not the Hyper
Yeah.
Time Chamber. Unlocked a holocron.
But yeah, no, I won't deny. Kind of came out of nowhere, but they did explain it right away.
It was a cool,
He
appearance.
one-shotted Goku and Vegeta.
and he eradicated.
Yes.
Elec.
He left.
He
He was
just
like, "Get the fuck outta here."
disintegrated him. Jesus. Elec was
Put his arm through Gas, and you watched Gas just like crumble.
Yeah.
Because
It was crazy.
Why?
Like, he melted.
there was skeleton on the
and then
floor.
he crushed his skull.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
It was old Frieza.
It was
It's
so
black.
good. It was actually badass.
You know, like just crushing.
It was Frieza back when.
It was Namek Frieza.
I would say Frieza when he came back before the Tournament of Power. When all those aliens ambushed him, and he just did the mass finger death beam.
Oh yeah.
And he was just reveling in it, and I was like, my spiritual part.
It is cool seeing Frieza back to his old ways.
But yeah, that visual of the skeleton and him just crushing the skull, I was like,
yeah.
I kind of wish he would have. I know it's played out to fuck, but I kind of wish he would have crushed the skull, and then it would have panned out, and he would have gone like that.
Yeah, that would have
You
been
know what I
cool.
mean? It's like the Frieza pose, but
Right.
I find it funny that we give up, like we call about all the bullshit in Super and bad writing, all the bullshit. It's like Frieza coming back from the dead and things. We all back in the day were like, you know what I mean, like really.
I was excited to see Frieza.
We all had
back
opinions
at one
about
point,
Golden
yeah.
Frieza.
Yeah.
It's like, do we just give Frieza a free pass because he's Frieza? Because he's kind of cool, you know?
That's what I mean. I know Super have
We
their
want to
moments.
see Frieza doing evil shit.
But this is what I mean. Super do have their moments. So.
And the problem is, like, we did have our opinions on when Frieza came back, and I had my opinions on Golden Frieza, and I still don't. I have turned around. I do like Golden Frieza now, but the thing is that they were concerns. They were like, is this gonna work? Is this gonna be okay? But then Resurrection F was his own thing. But then Frieza turned up in Tournament of Power.
It was handled better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did his thing, and every time he was on screen,
It was-
he stole the
was
line.
amazing,
yeah.
And it was just like, I can't hate it
He was
because he did it well.
he was a tank in Tournament of Power.
Yeah.
Man, that was awesome.
all the way, and he was Frieza the whole
Yeah,
way.
literally.
Obviously, Frieza's rapid power growth and his like being like, the whole like, all this hidden power kind of thing, and this goes back to the old shit we've talked about like a gajillion times. But how do I put this? I don't know how to put it.
If we're talking about Frieza's insane acceleration and power length, for starters, well, I mean, I guess it was already mentioned quite a few times that Frieza is a prodigy.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything, does it?
It means like he has
Goku's
a
a
shit.
prodigy. Gohan's a super prodigy.
Goku's not a prodigy.
They're all prodigies. Every single one of them are prodigies.
No. Goku's the opposite of a prodigy. He was predicted for weakness.
No.
From birth, they were said he's going to be nothing. Gohan and Frieza, it was both said that these two are going to be titanic.
That's true.
In power level. So
that was the irony for Goku, though. Like, kind of
because Goku worked at it and became a great character, and then Super came out.
Yeah, but I still don't think it can go as far as to like just say like he's a prodigy, done and dusted, kind of thing, because it's like the idea that he hadn't done any form of training before, like that always pissed me off.
Well, that is a retcon because he said that he trained with his father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless we like misread it and his father was like abusive or something. But then again, why was Frieza just walking around in his final form? You know what I mean? Like I thought he put those forms on top of it to suppress the power because it was out of control.
Yeah. I don't know when I read this, and this is probably bullshit because I don't know anyone else that's heard the same thing. But I heard that Frieza's final form is his true form, and he created these other forms to mask his power level.
No,
that's what I heard. But I don't know where that came from, and I
think I've heard it so much from you that I consider it like pseudo canon kind of thing.
I don't know. I don't think that was the case. I think the final form was
the mutation, because they say that Frieza and his dad and all that are mutants of their race. Like, their race isn't actually meant to be.
But he couldn't control that final form for too long yet. He didn't master it yet, so he had to stay in his original form, like the first form, to then.
But the whole training thing is like it always annoys me now. It's beside the point. They couldn't have planned ahead and all that. But saying that Frieza could have trained at any time and things, it's like, why did you need to blow up the Saiyans? You know, that was like fucking 30% of your fighting force. You could have just trained for like, you know, a week or something, and you could have beat them all anyway.
Yeah, but back then, Frieza never had any idea what he didn't need to train. He was so up himself. I'm the strongest.
We say it's arrogance.
I don't need to train.
But if it's
I'm strong enough as it
arrogance,
is.
and if he thinks he's strong enough as he is, why did he think he needed immortality? Like why even think you would need that if you feel as though you're unopposed in the universe? Because that goes beyond arrogance.
I guess
that's just moronness.
Maybe he was afraid of his father.
Regardless
of their relationship.
I always assumed he was trying to overstep him eventually. But like even after he was killed, I say killed, and then was resurrected as Mecha Frieza or whatever, he didn't train. He just bombed it to Earth. You know what I mean? Like that's just ridiculous.
In terms of him wishing for immortality, I was always led to believe that he wanted to become immortal, not because of the risk of someone killing him, but the risk
just to keep ruling.
Yeah, just
pretty much.
Just in the case of him getting old.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. Actually, I think that makes more sense.
I guess.
I don't think that was ever stated, but that was my headcanon. So
yeah.
That's what I always believed, and I do kind of admit that if you were that arrogant where you did feel the need to train, why would you be afraid of the Saiyans in the first place?
It screws it up.
But I think that the legend of the Super Saiyan, if it is passed down how we're meant to believe it was passed down, I think that
he didn't want to take any risks.
I think that there's a little thing in the back of his head that says that no matter how much training he would have done, he would still be afraid.
He still would have had doubts.
Yeah. Like I could go to the gym every day for the rest of my life, but I'm still afraid of a man with a machine gun.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's a clever way of putting it, actually.
I guess so. It's just it makes it look silly in
hindsight.
In hindsight, yeah. It's a shame. Other than that, though, it's cool.
It is cool because, and I wouldn't say it's like a quick speed up of his power boost because
this time
at the end of the day it's 10 years.
10 years.
He's trained for 10 years.
Fair.
Like that's whatever he was doing to boost himself like that. God knows. Yeah. Like
that's longer than what anyone has been.
How he's evolved his golden form.
Jack and all.
Like
constantly.
Yeah, 100%.
That's why it's all white.
But yeah, and then they just end it with because the girl and the other dude, I can't remember.
I swear to God, they called Oil and Mackie, and Frieza recruited them and said we need some cooks.
Yeah,
and they were like, okay, fuck
and then Frieza just pulls up a dirt smile like.
Yeah, Frieza was full on I could kill you guys, but I'm gonna let you go. Which again, holy fuck, the arrogance of Frieza. You know what I mean? He hasn't learned.
Yeah, for the other two, for Oil and what was it, Mackie?
Yeah,
so Big Mackie.
Sure. I don't know what Mackie.
But I guess he's not worried about those two because they're weak.
Yeah, he's not worried about those two, but
I mean, Goku and Vegeta though.
Yeah,
exactly.
the idea
You'd think he would have learned. He would not
Yeah.
take any chances.
Yeah, the idea that he comes in, one-shots Goku and Vegeta, and then just leaves him, I'm like,
It's bullshit.
how many times do we have to go through this?
I think he was kind of satisfied. Look, you guys aren't your best. I kind of want to prove my power to you guys, so I'm just gonna one-shot you guys, and then off.
But Frieza was never... Was Frieza ever about proving his power, or was he just about, like, kill those motherfuckers?
I'd say lately.
Lately, yeah.
He has
After the
been.
Golden Frieza shit,
Yeah.
But even the Golden Frieza shit kind of retold...
I think the same
The
pride
Z shit,
has
isn't
rubbed off on Frieza because of how strong they've become, and
Yeah.
now he wants to be all that and prove that I'm the strongest.
Yeah.
I can be just as strong as you guys.
At least...
Prove that I'm the winner.
It looks as though he hasn't done the same thing as he did last time and the time before that, where he has a new form, doesn't know much about it, bombs in at the and then just it fucks him up.
Yeah.
Right? So he's moved past
He must
that.
have. He must have time to have mastered that new form
Totally,
he's got now.
totally, yeah.
Before he came out of the chamber.
So
I want to know where this chamber was. What planet did he go to?
it's
Like,
almost
what
shocking.
were the
to see-
species?
It's weird to see Frieza. I'd like to see that. Actually.
Right?
It's weird to see Frieza back almost. Like it feels like it's been so long since Power Tournament.
Yeah.
And I'm
Right.
like, oh my god, he's back. I mean, I know we had Broly film, but like just to see him.
Yeah, because he must have gone off after seeing like Broly and Vegeta,
Yeah.
and that's when he probably wanted to find the chamber.
Because the last time we saw Frieza was in hovering over a burning city on a random planet.
In the anime, yeah.
I can't remember if we saw Frieza at the end of the Moro Arc.
I don't remember seeing
I
him
don't
in the manga.
There's been
until
radio
now.
silence on the Frieza front.
Until now, I've not
Yeah.
seen him since in the
I
manga.
suppose so.
Since like the tournament power
Yeah,
of the manga.
it's kind of weird that all of these characters are committed to not killing each other. Like Goku and Vegeta just let Frieza go and let millions of people die for that.
Yeah.
So what I said about Vegeta being a saint earlier, that stands true. He's still killing people even now. Got the Batman effect going on, the fucking moron. And Frieza just steps in and is like, well, I can kill my two greatest enemies now, but lol.
He probably would have thought it was satisfying. I think Frieza's got some sort of pride now.
Yeah.
So I think
It wouldn't have been-
it's
it
kind of
wouldn't
rubbed
have
off
been
on him thanks to like Goku and Vegeta.
Absolutely. It wouldn't have been
So-
satisfying for him, but
In a way, I'll call that development too.
Kind of.
Like he's got a bit more of a character now and wants to prove himself.
I don't know, it just feels stupid to me because it's like one Goku and Vegeta just had a giant f***ing fight against Gas, so like no wonder he one-shotted them kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't really know if I can get a good benchmark of his power there. I don't know. I mean, he killed Gas, that's the benchmark, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, again, it's debilitating to the story because like Goku and Vegeta, like they could just fuse, you know what I mean? But it's like, oh, we don't want to fuse. They've wrote that out. Jesus Christ, even GT addressed that. Even Vegeta actually got over that bullshit even in GT, and we still haven't got over it now.
Yeah.
So fusion's kind of out the window. I don't know if it's going to show up again, but... So... They'll just have to scream really loud and get a new form. Ultra Instinct Duo.
Can you imagine they fuse and it's Ultra Instant Ego?
Yeah.
Instant Ego.
Got purple on the sides,
Yeah.
white on the front.
Yeah.
I'm
Probably.
I'm not entirely against it. But
No, that'd be awesome.
It'd be a lot of power to contain. It might consume the hell out of them after 10 seconds.
to be fair, as bullshit as these,
No, but it wouldn't though, because remember, Toriyama said that fusion you can do anything you want for the whole 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Of course, that's how that works.
Regardless of the power.
Nope.
Like, it doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, we're not going to get into that again.
I'd say,
But-
despite the sometimes questionable manner of everyone's getting these new forms, I'm glad people are getting their own exclusive forms.
Yes.
Piccolo's got his new form, Gohan's got his
Yes.
own form,
I like
Vegeta's
that.
got his own form,
I
and
like
Goku's got his
No.
own form.
Everyone's on the same level now again, finally.
Kind
Sort
of.
of.
Kind of,
Sort
yeah.
of.
No.
Now we just gotta get some good old big baddie to make them all team up and actually fight.
Indeed.
Definitely, I could see that. Might be the case now.
Mm.
So, yeah, what are your thoughts on what they're planning the next story now? What could go next?
Well,
There's still so much they need to do.
there are some loose ends. We got the android,
Android 78.
if that's what his name
You've
is.
still got Vegeta wanted to go to Planet Kaba. No, Planet Kaba? Planet
Sadala.
Sadala.
That's
Um,
be a thing.
Yeah, is that right? I
Vegeta
just can't see that
he still wants to
happening,
visit it.
Yeah.
Goku and Jiren's rematch.
That's not going to be a
That
thing.
probably not be a thing, but I reckon I'm hoping there'll be some sort of lead up to a big universal fight where all the universes have to band together.
I'm kind of bored of the other universes.
You'd think that.
So am
I don't know.
Weirdly.
I don't want to know about the other universes anymore.
But it's because...
It doesn't have to be all the universes.
Again,
but like,
because they're boring.
We still don't know
It's
about...
a shame.
But we still don't know about the other universes that didn't compete in the
the
tournament.
three.
Yeah.
They're erased, though.
No. The ones that didn't take part.
Yeah. But were the gods were attending the tournament, but they didn't have any fighters to compete with.
So you remember? There was.
I forgot completely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There was I can't remember their names. There was the fish one, the fox one, and there was the very small,
With
the
the little
big
eyes.
black furry.
Yeah, that guy. Those three, their universes didn't have to take part because their universes were apparently full of divine beings.
God, that's gone for an hour as well.
But yeah, I think those three universes didn't take part because they apparently have more a higher power level or more divine god level beings in their
Dude,
universe.
we could
Which is very interesting because we can see that.
Yeah, but we could spitball here for days about shit that they've like massive giant loose ends they leave in Dragon Ball, these threads that will never get fucking pulled on. You might as well say in the next arc we're going to see Emoshi pop up and get that explained. Or maybe like you find out what was the one who created the Super Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe what was his name?
Zaruma
or something.
Yeah, we could get a Dark Shenron arc again.
That's what I mean. Like, there's all these things, but the way Frieza was shown front, smack, and center in the end of this arc makes me think the next arc will have something to do with Frieza.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. I didn't expect them to do it so soon, I guess.
Yeah.
But like we always thought, like man, they're gonna have to deal with that Frieza issue eventually.
But hopefully,
even in Broly, Vegeta, like it's nice that kind of led into this. The Vegeta like saying like I'm f***ing training because Frieza's still out there and he got gold in 4 months. He could get a new form and that's exactly what happened. So Vegeta was right. So yeah,
I guess
and Vegeta was trying to train like Jiren was training as well, calming his mind and meditating and stuff. So
nice that led.
He's learning from other people.
Pretty
That's
good.
what I like. He's not always thinking about.
He's got instant transmission as well.
He's not always
that he just doesn't use.
He's not always thinking about himself anymore. So.
Do we expect to see Broly? I thought I put that on silent. Whoops.
Kenai. I
Do we expect
honestly
to see Broly again in the manga?
Well, I mean, the fact that they're like all chummy with Broly in Superhero might. I'd like to see them go meet him again
See
and
how they
do some
evolve.
shit with them.
See how they evolve him.
Because they all seem fairly close knit in the superhero film.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Chilai knows Goku and Vegeta now and all this shit.
That's a good point. I just realised that if a Moro and Granola arc did take place quite close to each other, Goten and Trunks are still kids. That means that Black Frieza has been around for years on after that we last saw him, going up to the Cell Max thing.
Right.
Yep. Right?
So that's
Wait,
if he's not.
but Vegeta wouldn't have known the form then, otherwise.
That's if he's not dead by then. I don't know. We'll just assume.
That means Vegeta.
We'll have to see.
That means that they haven't beat Frieza yet, probably. And
That we know of.
He might get another new form.
Like
Depends if superheroes canon.
That film made no attempt to connect itself to the manga. It just put itself at the farthest point in the timeline that it could without going into Oob, because God forbid that we show Oob.
Right?
You know what I mean?
And I reckon that's what they also probably are planning ahead now. Maybe they're trying to plan out Oob now.
Bro, they're gonna squeeze every f***ing drop out of this before they get to Oob. They're gonna run it to the ground before they get to Oob.
Yeah.
We're gonna be old men before they get to Oob. You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally.
Like,
It will go on for as long as One Piece.
I don't even know if
For
they're gonna
like
go
20
past
years.
Oob. Honestly, that might be the end again.
Yeah.
Like that, we'll get we get the same ending twice. That was our ending in Z and for Super.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For God's sake.
Now we get to the end and we get the tournament. Goku and Oob are just about to fight him, and Frieza turns up again.
Yeah. Or maybe like Oob goes off to fucking Beerus's planet or some shit. I don't know. Anyway,
I was going to say, before we wrap this up,
the whole arc as a whole, though.
the whole arc as a whole,
Granola arc. Not as good as Moro.
not as good as Moro,
There you go.
but it was very enjoyable.
Yes.
I just liked that we finally had more Bardock love.
Yeah.
Nice little detail, a bit more detail on Bardock. Goku learning about him more finally.
Yeah.
And just the fact that the Dragon Balls that were introduced were just the weakest of them all. Because they just didn't. Because the whole wish, like we said before, were made redundant in the end. It didn't matter how strong you were.
Yeah.
it's completely redundant if
Is
someone
that-
else is stronger than you.
Is that the wish that was weak, or
it was the
I don't know.
irony of the
Because
wish.
they kind of, yeah, it's the irony of the wish. They confirmed that wish is pretty much.
Yeah, because people have always said, why don't you just wish to be the strongest?
That's
The
it.
irony is that because he was fighting Saiyans,
Yeah.
he
like-
became the strongest at that point in time, but
Pretty
they're
much,
always
yeah.
getting stronger, so
Yeah.
it's totally redundant.
So I like that the Jaguars were pretty much like useless.
Yeah.
Those
It
particular
didn't help him,
Jaguars
really.
at all.
Yeah.
Like,
Do-
but like I also wanted to say quickly, sorry. Didn't early on in the fight with when Goku and Granola first fought, didn't Goku somehow merge his Ultra Instinct and God form together? That's why.
That was
Remember
another thing
hearing?
I heard about.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was
I
like
think that was
blue
right.
with some Ultra Instinct thrown in.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to
wondering
represent
how that's
that
gonna be.
visually, I don't know. Maybe
Right?
they'll give it like the aura on the outside or
I'll have to
something.
look it up again.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, I just wanted to talk about characters like Cooper 10. I wanted to talk about what could happen in the future, even though it's nearly impossible to guess. But the Granola, gonna see him again.
Granola's stuck around. I'm glad he's still alive. 'Cause
How
I thought
many-
he was gonna die
How
after
many
what
years did
happened.
they say he had left though? Didn't he say something
2 or
about 2?
3.
Oh well, then he's dead by superhero.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say they're still at lifespan. See, I thought the Namekian should have died because that was a really nice moment with him and Granola, and
Oh, yeah, I
how
thought
they
he
say
did.
goodbye and stuff. I'm like, oh, of course, there's
Everybody-
who healed him?
Everybody has to live in the end. I don't know. He just
Wasn't it Whis? Didn't Whis appear randomly?
probably.
No, he healed himself.
No,
he just regenerated like.
no, I think Whis appeared.
Whis can't.
No, Whis didn't turn up at all.
Whis isn't allowed to do that. Is it?
Someone healed him, or he somehow got healed himself. I don't know who it was. Someone healed him because he didn't die.
In other words,
He was about to die. But,
Like, you think he should have died?
yeah, because
It's like the Maris thing.
It's like Maris all over
Such
again.
a good death.
It's like, oh,
And
come
then
on.
they brought him back, right?
Just let
yeah.
a nice character die. Let that moment be the moment. For
Yeah.
God's sake.
But there was that thing with that old Namekian, like he unlocked his potential, and his healing powers went through the
Yeah.
roof.
Do you know? I'm
And Goku was like, better late than never, right? And I was like,
You know
That was weird.
what I would have. This is just like random f***ing thing, but what I would have wrote for that Monito guy dying, I would have had it where he died, and then just before he died, they find an egg.
oh my god.
He passes away, and then Granola is left to raise his
The
infant son.
Mexican. Oh, okay.
He passed.
That would've
He
been
passed away, and he goes.
Like maybe he dies, and then they find it, and then it's just like Granola holding this.
That would have
baby
been
back in.
nice.
That would have been a
That would've
sweet
been neat.
ending.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Bittersweet.
Yeah.
Then everyone would have treated that as a. He's got to train him to be the next strongest warrior.
He'll be the next.
Well, he'll be coming back in the next arc.
He'll be the next Demon King now.
Why not, right? You know what I
Right?
mean? Like,
That'd be cool.
I mean, I
geez.
have to admit, I don't know why Piccolo hasn't.
Yeah.
Because he's too busy raising everyone else's kids, I guess.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
I don't know what else they could do next after what I said before. I'm hoping there's a big arc on the way, like a big, like high stakes sort of arc coming.
But
Yeah.
And that's why they're giving time to themselves to plan it ahead.
Yeah, I want a big arc, but I am kind of bored of the other universes thing. And if they are gonna go back to Cabba and
all
the
those-
other, the other ones and the Pride Troopers, if they are gonna bother going back to them, make some attempt to make them interesting.
Yeah,
But I don't think you can do that if you lump everyone together.
yeah.
I think it's kind of like
You'll have to pick and choose some.
it's kind of like the Avengers syndrome where you don't get their individual films. It's just all these people turning up and you're like, I don't know anything about these people and I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So if they went to one universe at a time, that would take fucking ever,
Yeah.
but it would be something.
I guess we'll see. Because God knows what they have planned next. We have no idea.
Super Saiyan,
'Cause they
God
could,
knows
they
what's
could,
going
they
on.
could, because they could do anything with Black Frieza around. The android, I reckon the android is should be next. Because they obviously had something planned for him, but they just never showed it in this arc.
Yeah.
Guess so.
Like
Android.
now that the heaters, the heaters have obviously left him now.
Mm.
Now that the last remaining heaters went with Frieza.
What happened to Boo?
What happened to that capsule? Right?
What happened to
Where
Boo
was
and
Boo?
the Kai?
Wait, no, didn't
He just didn't show up in this arc at all. Like
No, but what happened at the end of his?
in
He
Moro.
He just has that ability now to switch between Boo and that Grand Kai whenever he
Oh
wants.
yeah.
That just popped out of nowhere.
Right, because he
bizarre.
wasn't able to do that before.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I have nothing else to say, guys. I don't know.
I can't even remember what happened to Moro. Did he die?
I'm pretty sure Goku eradicated him, or Vegeta or Goku somehow. some of the guys gave someone's energy to someone, and Goku and Vegeta either. It was one of the two that
Goku
completely.
killed Moro, I think.
I think Vegeta gave him like a big ball of energy to Goku.
Vegeta helped sending energy to Goku, and some of that energy was also Oobs.
Yeah. Yes.
In fact, I believe that one of the biggest wealths of it was Oobs. So like, we're meant to believe he's like really, really strong.
Oobs is like powerful, which is what I'm looking forward to. So I want to know how much of a pull he's going to be strong of. Like
at least Kid Buu level. And Kid Buu was ridiculously strong anyway.
Yeah.
So
as a reincarnation of Kid Buu, and Kid Buu was that strong when he was born.
Ridiculous powers.
Yeah. It would only make sense for Oob to be that strong when he's born. So if he was given appropriate training,
he'd be stronger.
I hope the idea of Marju comes back because he was cool. Even though I know we didn't see much of him in Baby and stuff, but like they could redeem him in Super. So,
okay.
But anyway,
that's this commentary.
Are we all done here?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
The sun is setting.
It's getting darker, as you've noticed.
I need this.
Yeah, I need this too. So, thank you for joining us again, guys. Please let us know in the comments below what you thought of the manga yourselves. Did you think it was better than Moro? Did you think it was really entertaining? What do you think they've got next for the next arc? Let us know in the comments below. Give this video a like if you enjoyed this talk today, and we'll see you next time.
Cool beans.
Please subscribe also for more videos in the future.
Alright.
Have a fantastic day. See you next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.
Man.
Damn.
I hate Dragon Ball, bro.
I know, right?
So
Jesus.